Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. This is the Son of Man. He's seeking to save something. He's searching for something that had gone astray and ended up lost. Master Farad Muhammad is Mahdi. See, he's one who wears many hats. He's one who comes to remove many hats as he sits down kingdoms, as he sits down tyrants. He's going to remove a people. He's going to make a great shift. He's going to put the tail at the head. And he's going to put the head at the tail. This is true revolution. Y'all playing. I'm talking about a complete paradigm shift. Allah comes in person on time. 1400 years ago, I would have just said, in the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. I would have said that then. Today, because God is present, I open up in the name of Master Farad Muhammad, Allah, God in person. I bear witness that he is the God of the hour. I bear witness to his hand-picked choice of a messenger in the personage of the most humble and honorable Elijah Muhammad. I open up in these two great names as I greet you with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. The honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that Assalamu alaikum is an Arabic phrase, which means peace be unto you. We greet you with peace during this hour of confusion. We greet you in Arabic because Arabic, he teaches us, is the original language, the original man. Who is the original man? Listen to the profoundness and question. Because if I tell you that Arabic is the original language, if you're not careful, if you've been misguided, you think that I'm talking about the pale Arab that you see today. No. The question is, who is the original man? Because see, if Arabic is the original language and the pale man is the original man, well, then that means that that language belongs to him. That means that he comes first and everybody else comes after. Negative. We must have clarity today. Arabic, so teaches the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, is the original language of the original man. Who is the original man? The original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. This is what we're here for today. This is what we want to get over to you. We're here to acquaint you with a knowledge that has been kept back, hidden for a time until a time. We live in a world. We live in a time. We live under an open enemy who mockingly tells us that Hidden Valley is the original ranch. But the hidden truth is that the black man is the original man, and he has been hidden in the very shadow of death. This is who Allah comes to search out. Pardon me as I seem to be under the weather just a little bit. We are here to give light to them that sit in darkness and in the shadow of death, to guide our feet in unity into the way of peace, into the way of Islam. This is why we're here. What the messenger of Allah, the most humble and honorable Elijah Muhammad, teaches us takes us back to the beginning. The white man, he allows you in his colleges and universities and gives you bits and pieces of information that takes you as far back as the motherland. But the teachings of Messenger Elijah Muhammad takes us back to the root of civilization, which is in Arabia at the holy city Mecca. See, this is where wisdom and knowledge of the original man first started when the planet was found. Allah comes in person, personally, and uncovers such knowledge, root knowledge. He comes in person and trains us up in the wisdom of that knowledge. To understand is to bear witness. You can't bear witness in all truthfulness if you don't fully understand. A bearing of witness is the acceptance of what is understood of a knowledge. So if you say that you understand but don't accept nor bear witness, then the Holy Quran asks, why do you disbelieve in the messages of Allah while you witness their truth? I just want to have a discussion with you real quick, black man. Pardon me. If you say that you bear witness while it is clear that you lack understanding, I say get back to the root knowledge, the pure teachings of Messenger Elijah Muhammad, that which has been brought to the wilderness of North America by Allah God, Master Farad Muhammad, from the root of civilization. Why does Allah the messenger, and the prophets refer to North America as the wilderness. Remember, Ishmael, son of Abram, see, he lived in the wilderness of Paran, according to Genesis 21. Paran is in northern Arabia. Paran is where the Holy One, Paran is where the Holy One was seen coming from by the prophet Habakkuk. Now that's 3 and 3. The Holy One is none other than Master Farah Muhammad, Allah God in person, coming from the holy city Mecca, Arabia, July 1930, to this wilderness called North America. Why is she called the wilderness? It is because North America is the hold of every form of savagery, whether violent, sexual, or residential. Crime has permeated all regions of this country and all levels of society. As of September the 5th, there has been 464 mass shootings in this country. Each year, on average, about 463,000 people ages 12 and up are victims of rape and sexual assault. Every 68 seconds, someone is sexually assaulted in this country. Pardon me. Gotta get some of that bean soup in me. We're taught of the 7 deadly sins: envy, pride, wrath, greed, lust, gluttony, sloth. You know, like I know, that America has fallen to all 7. Arrogance, disobedience, brutality, hatred, treachery, prostitution, deceit, cowardice, filthiness, sorcery, hypocrisy, bitterness, malice, false witnessing, blasphemy, defrauding, complaining, strife, ungratefulness, adultery, lying, judging, swindling, carousing. America houses all foul spirits and negative energies, imaginable and unimaginable. And that is because America is owned and operated by devils. See, we're going to stick to the root knowledge. We're going to stick to the pure teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. You see, because if you have that root knowledge, if you don't get away from it, if you've gotten away and are now getting back to it, you will see, agree, understand, accept, bear witness, attest that the white man is the devil. If the white man is devil, that means white man is enemy. Some of us have forgotten that. He's so much so the enemy that we want nothing short of separation from such an enemy. We don't want to sit down and negotiate. We offer the Muslim program. We've been offering it. He turns a blind eye to it. There's nothing left but separation. You have to agree. You get away from root knowledge, and you find yourself on the leaves of trees planted by others, but in the name of root knowledge, in the name of Elijah Muhammad. Allah planted this tree. From that tree sprung the messenger. We feed from that tree. These ones sprouted up. They want to take their seeds that they've gotten from the messenger and go plant their own trees. Teach and move however they want to teach and move, but they do it in the name of the messenger. We need clarity today. Revelation 18:2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. See, we live in the pages. We're on time with this message because we're living the pages. Allah comes in person and he declares that we are living the pages. You walk with the Bible. You believe in the Bible until the Muslim comes and gives you the true interpretation on behalf of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now you want to deny, although you agree with its truth. The Muslims have been taught this truth. The Muslims have bore witness to this truth, but they teach this truth in the name of Elijah Muhammad with a spin on it, coming from the one who went and planted his own trees over here now. But you come to us and you want to argue with us, but it's clear that you don't fully understand. If you don't fully understand, you can't truthfully say you bear witness. There's only one truth. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. This is America, as we just demonstrated. Birds are said to be general symbols of the human soul. She is a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. See, Messenger Elijah Muhammad teaches us that people are referred to as birds, snakes, beasts, fish, and other animals to tell or represent the characteristics of that person. He said there are types of hateful birds. This is why a symbolic name is given. It means human beings. There are birds of prey and birds that are unclean, such as crows, owls, buzzards, and ravens, who live and thrive off the carcasses. They live and thrive off the carcasses of others. And there are unclean people living and thriving off the unclean. Let's talk about these birds for a minute. Pardon me, but we're going to get through this. Remember, just before the sun went down, Abram, he drove the fowl away that came down upon the carcasses. That's FOWL. This is Genesis 15 and 11. Abram drove the fowl away that came down upon the carcasses. This is the earlier part of the day where that night Allah revealed to Abram, who later became Abraham, that his seed would be strangers in the land not theirs. Allah told him that his seed would be in bondage, caged, enslaved for 400 years. After that time, Allah says that he'd come and judge the enslavers of that land as promised. After being caged for 400 years by the foul-spirited, unclean, and hateful devil, Allah, the Son of Man, has come in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. But when he came, upon his arrival, he saw that the foul had succeeded in coming upon the carcasses. See, when Allah revealed to Abraham that his seed would be in bondage for 400 years, see, earlier that day, Abraham drove the fowl away that came down upon the carcasses. But when Allah comes in person to deliver on his promise to Abraham, to deliver his people from bondage, he finds the fowl, these predatory birds, are actually now feeding off the carcasses. Matthew 24. (27 through 28). For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. This verse is giving us the direction in which the Son of Man would travel. The lightning comes out of the east, according to the scripture, yet it shines even unto the west. Now, the most important word to me in this verse is also, because also means that the Son of Man is going to come from the east to the west, just like the lightning is shining. All praise is due to Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. For whatsoever the carcass is. See, remember, Abraham, he drove those birds of prey away from the carcass. 400 years after his seed would be in bondage, when Allah comes in person to make good on his promise, he finds those birds of prey, these eagles. He finds these eagles have succeeded in coming down upon that carcass. Let's sit this Bible down real quick. We're going to open up Message to the Black Man. We're going to go to page. We're going to go to page 12. Listen to the messenger. Jesus compared the coming of the Son of Man as the lightning. He said, of course, lightning cannot be seen or heard at a great distance. The actual light, the truth, which shineth even unto the west, is our day sun. But the Son of Man's coming is like both the lightning and our day sun. His work of the resurrection of the mentally dead, so-called Negroes, and judgment between truth and falsehood is compared with lightning on an instant. Holy Quran calls it the shock of the hour. His swiftness in condemning the falsehood is like the sudden flash of lightning in a dark place. America is that dark place where the darkness has blinded the people so that they cannot find the right way out. The sudden flash of lightning enables them to see that they are off from the right path. They walk a few steps towards the right way, but soon have to stop and wait for another bright flash. What they actually need is the light of the sun. In person, that they may clearly see their way. See, all praise is due to Allah for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We have the correct interpretation. So just give me a few minutes, because we're gonna conversate for a little minute. For whatsoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. See, eagles. 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 So you mentioned eagle to a black person. It's like, whatever. I don't even. All right. But you mentioned eagle to a white person. And they, the antennas go up. Because their nation is represented by the bald eagle. They wear t-shirts. They put stickers on their bumpers and their windows. They send their children to school with shirts, hats with eagles. It shows patriotism, because the eagle is the symbol of their nation. Most white people are proud of their nation. This is why they get upset when you don't say the Pledge of Allegiance or sing the Star Spangled Banner. This is why they get upset when you tell them that you are no longer under their rule. You're under the rule of Allah. You've denounced their nation and you've reclaimed your own nation. This is what they don't like that. So we thankful to Allah for his coming, because he, it sheds light. His coming gives you purpose now. His coming gives you reason. But you don't arrive at that part without first understanding. You gotta stick to the basics. We gotta hear what our dear holy apostle said. Allah comes in person. The Son of Man shows up on time, seeking to save that which was lost. But as we just demonstrated, he saw that the fowl had succeeded in coming upon the carcass. He found the eagles gathered together around the carcasses. The scripture says that for whatsoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. That carcass is the mentally dead, so-called African American. Dead in the land, not theirs. Caged in the land, not theirs. In the land that in 1789 adopted the bald eagle as its national emblem. See, this is not by chance. This is by prediction. This is by prophecy. This is by prophecy fulfilled. Today, Allah comes on time. The bald eagle is representative of its people, its government, and its politics. The right wing of this eagle represents notions such as nationalism, tradition, reaction, order, hierarchy, and authority. While the left wing is characterized by an emphasis on ideas such as freedom, equality, progress, rights, reform, and internationalism. You have no place in none of that, black man. That's left wing and right wing. You have no place in none of it. That bald eagle is representative of its people, its government, and its politics. It's nothing written up on your behalf. That's left and right wing. You, black man, being completely dependent upon the people whom the eagle represents for jobs, education, belief, and protection, are in the belly of the eagle, swallowed up since 1555. And because they won't spit us out, they won't let us go, Allah, God, comes in person and forces separation. He's handling the affair in person. He's handling the affair in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever. It's talking about these birds. Some birds just migrated 2,000 miles south last month to a warmer climate. Study the birds. They are reacting to say preparing for what they know is coming. They are reading the signs of the time. Basically, they see the signs in the atmosphere. They see the change in nature. They prepare and they react to it. 2,000 miles south. What about you, black man? Will you prepare for what's coming? The signs of the time are clear. The expected Son of Man for the last 2,000 years is present. Birds have sense enough to relocate to paradise. Will you, black man, make your exodus to the promised land? Or will you stand still, staring at the board, resembling the question mark on the board, unsure, uncertain? Which one? They refer to us as African American because as so-called Africans in America, we don't stand on our own legs. We lean on the true Americans, the Caucasian devil, for everything of necessity. What he doesn't give, we beg for, like justice. It's not in him to give us justice, but we constantly beg for it, consistently, persistently, resilient, believing, hoping, praying for justice. There's a lot that we're supposed to have, but don't have because we are without justice. Those who are in high places, who are legally justified to render justice, are without justice within them when it comes to us, thereby making it impossible to receive justice. So we are without all that we are supposed to have. You come to Cleveland begging for fairness. You in Chicago begging for fairness. You in New York. You all over the internet, CNN, begging for justice. You would think that 400 plus years old, the black man would know better. But we would be so far down in the mud to that we can't see that this man is actually our open enemy. Our open enemy. Why then would you even expect justice? Because you don't know that. This is why we say all praise is due to Allah, who came in the person of Master Farah Muhammad for the most humble and honorable Elijah Muhammad, because what he gave to Elijah Muhammad, what he raised him up into, what Elijah Muhammad ate from, regurgitated, and gave it back to us. It helps us to see our open enemy. It helps us to identify with our brother. It helps us to identify with our God. He's going to make all things new. He's going to undo everything that was done. Whatever you was taught by this devil, Allah's going to come and give you something 180 degrees different from what this devil gave you. Freedom, justice, equality. These are God-given essentials. Who else would deny you of a thing such as justice but the devil himself? He'll go blow a whole country off the map if you even thought to deny him freedom, justice, and equality. If you even denied him his capabilities to be a bully on the planet Earth, he'd come and wipe you off the planet. Yet here you are, 400 plus years in a land not yours, walking around as though it is a land that is yours, still screaming for justice. Separation is the answer to that. We don't lose no time searching for something that does not exist. We the Nation of Islam. We don't do that. The mystery God doesn't exist, so we don't search for him. Justice in the white man doesn't exist, so we don't search for it. We don't lose no time searching for that does not exist. We don't search for a mystery devil because we know this white man is alive and well. All praise is due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. This denial of equal justice under the law is a denial of both civil and human rights. Laws are meant to protect the people and maintain order. But when you have a people who are the property of another people, when you have a people who were reduced to nothing, made savages by the property owners, the owners of said people, and the owners of the land, whenever you have such a people as the Negro, civil rights are denied because they only recognize you as the savage they've made you. And because they reduced us to nothing at all, 3/5 of a human being, we are not considered for human rights. So why are we losing time at the UN searching for something that does not exist? We're supposed to be the Nation of Islam. Pick up your flag and march right along. We got the blueprint. We believe that we are due equal justice as human beings. We, the followers of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. We, Black people in America, period. We believe that we are equal in everything of greatness. We believe that today. So we believe that we are due equal justice as human beings. But we are denied that justice. We are denied that justice and equality, for that matter, because we aren't recognized as human beings, legally or personally. We believe in justice for all, whether in God or not. Yet we are denied justice in God, in politics, in laws, and in courtrooms. We are denied justice, which is an automatic denial of equality, both civility and humanity. We ain't losing no time negotiating. We already know what time it is. Y'all playing. Law is the system of rules which a particular country or community recognizes as regulating the actions of its members, in which it may enforce by the imposition of penalties. So we set laws as rules, of a particular, country, territory. But the members of this country or territory, all in agreement, they recognize these laws as regulating the actions of all of the members. And, any infractions to those laws, then penalties are imposed. This is expected in a civilized society. Law is a rule or principle that always works the same way under the same conditions, such as the law of gravity. But we are not recognized as citizens of a particular country. The particular country that we are in presently do not accept us as equal members in their better societies. So the laws of their land works the same way under the same conditions. If you were a black man, under the members of this country, under the true members of this country. See, these laws work the same way, under the same conditions for a black man under the true members of this country, as does the law of gravity to bring us down and hold us down. Y'all know that's the truth. This is the day of decision. This ain't the day to be standing still trying to figure it out. Messenger Elijah Muhammad teaches us that the white man only made, formed, and put into service those things that met with the cravings and necessities of his people. So all their and needs would be protected by the laws he made, formed, and put into place. So should he feel the need to satisfy a craving, even if that craving requires your blood, black man, he is protected by his laws and thereby justified in satisfying that craving. Under the guise of keeping the country stable, Congress voted to exempt themselves from auditing by the IRS. Personal finances. Now they can embezzle and take bribes in peace. You see how it works? When it's your land, your laws. But you, black man, whenever they expose themselves to you, whenever they show you in all of its transparency that he is against you, that he is an enemy, that is the devil himself, you scream no justice, no peace. Yet injustice increase. 467 years of injustice. And though we accepted the hypocritical offer of integration this white man through his government. Injustice is yet to decrease. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 was to outlaw discrimination based on national origin, color, sex, race, and religion. Yet in each of these categories, black man, your justice is fleeced. We are at war behind enemy lines and under strict and severe sanctions from our open enemy. Talking about these birds. Allah studied the language of the birds. Another subject for another time. But we've been talking about these birds. We're talking about these birds and these carcasses. Been talking about the mentally dead. Been talking about root knowledge. See, birds fly by flapping their wings, but are mainly steered with their tails. With their tails. We haven't been made the head yet. So we are still the tail. Our unity is more powerful than the atomic bomb, so teaches Messenger Elijah Muhammad. This bald eagle, this bird of prey would crash should we separate from it. See, they not the birds constrained in the middle of the sky. None withholds them but Allah. Surely in this are signs for people who believe. That's Holy Quran, 1679. Right wing, left wing, what does it matter? If the one you voted for get in there, or the other one get in there, what does it matter? Right wing, left wing. You at the tail end of this bird, black man. What you don't know is that tail, that's what's steering this bird. Let us separate from this bird and watch this bird crash. The Holy Quran say, see they not the birds constrained in I? None withholds them but Allah. Surely in this are signs for people who believe. Huh? You need that root knowledge, black man. You got to get to the pure teachings of Messenger Elijah Muhammad. And with all your teaching, get training. You can't maintain a nation with all believers and no soldiers. We are a military. We are reminded to maintain our military bearing. This ain't church. You either gonna fall in or fall away. See, that's not my concern. My duty as a soldier for the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is to show up and offer you the opportunity to decide. That's justice. We come in peace to put you at ease while we get these very important messages over to you on behalf of Messenger Elijah Muhammad. You are the original man. You are the cream of the planet earth, but you can't rise. You can't take flight until you separate from the artificial man. Hidden in the valley of the shadow of death, under the shadow of the wings of this bald eagle, found 400 years after being taken captive and driven away in slave ships. Allah comes in person on time. He comes and raises his messenger on time. He leaves that messenger with us. Along with that messenger came the supreme wisdom. It takes us beyond cotton fields. It takes us beyond the motherland, what you call the motherland. It actually takes us back to the original father, the very first man, God, Allah. That's root knowledge. From the root of civilization. Take it or let it alone. Reared in the wilderness, owned, operated, and ruled by devils, hateful and foul birds. And because of the rearage, because they've been our only teachers, we've been made into those hateful birds. We've been made into those foul birds with foul spirits. That's why we hate, kill, and do one another dirty. You are at home in Islam, black man. Islam means peace. Islam is clean. We haven't had peace because we haven't had Islam. We've looked everywhere for happiness, but we should have been searching for peace. But the happiness we seek is in the realm of peace. Peace produces true happiness and bliss. Moments of being happy, that don't equate to true happiness. That don't equate to contentment of mind. Those moments are contentment of circumstance. Talk about peace. We're talking about Islam. Islam comes after all else has failed. The church, the school system, integration, civil rights. Islam comes after all this has failed you. This is what the actual facts board is teaching us. Everything associated with that flag has failed us. And Islam is our only place of refuge. The board is telling you that afterward, they came out with great substance. Genesis 15. See, after this Christianity, after the fall of this flag, after slavery, suffering, and death, after the cross has been broken, after these white men and women who are gathered together under the carcass of this black man, this tree, The board is telling you that after all of that, they came out with great substance. Islam, freedom, justice, and equality. All praises due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Which one will you choose, black man? What do you mean afterward they came out with great substance? After all else had failed. The scripture said that they went to their fathers in peace. They returned to their fathers in peace. They returned to their fathers in Islam. This is that day, the day of decision. Surely the day of decision, the term for them all. That's Holy Quran 44. You must choose, black man. Which one will survive this great war? If you choose America, that choice will prove fatal, as America is destroyed by the great God, Fard Muhammad. Your God and my God, the God of Elijah. Your God and my God. Comes, brings us Islam, freedom, justice, and equality. He offers this as a remedy to slavery, suffering, and death. Some of us gonna stand still. Afraid to act on what we know is the truth. Afraid of what someone might say. Afraid of what my mom or my girl or my dudes, which is the strangest one to me. Men are afraid of what their dudes might say. Where they do that at? You need FOI training, black man. All praises due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. See, you need freedom from even being under type of mental arrest, worried about what somebody gonna say. You need justice. If they are gonna mock you, scorn you, ridicule you for accepting your own Islam, then they are serving you with injustice. They're not respecting your freedom to choose. This is the day of separation. We gonna separate from them too. Come home and be equal under the banner of Islam. Have we not expanded for thee thy breast, and removed from thee thy burden, which weighed down thy back, and exalted for thee thy mention? See, this Holy Quran, when you apply the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad to what we read in the scriptures, both books, Bible and Quran, it becomes a little bit more clear. Islam is what was brought to us. Islam is what was revealed as our natural way of being, our original way of life. Islam is the making of peace. Islam means total submission to the will of God. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that this is our true nature. But after being taken away from our nature, after being shut in the dark for 400 years, we have went against our own nature. The black man will absolutely sit at home and wait on the mystery God. He absolutely will. He will, because it's the devil's will. That's the devil's will for him. He haven't submitted his will to do the will of Allah. Because to submit your will to do the will of Allah, Master Farah Muhammad, means you get up and get busy. Have we not expanded for thee thy breast, and removed from thee thy burden, which weighed down thy back, and exalted for thee thy mention? Surely with difficulty is ease. With difficulty is surely ease. So when thou art free from anxiety, work hard and make thy Lord thy exclusive object. Holy Quran 94, 1-8. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that heaven is not where we rest from our work. Heaven is actually where our work begins. The Quran says, so when thou art free from anxiety, work hard, free from bondage, free from difficulty, free from failed promises. When you are separated from the culprit responsible for your pain, grief, and suffering, work hard to establish your own. Don't show up at City Hall begging for nothing, because we don't expect nothing. Not from the devil. We know better. Which one will survive the war of Armageddon? That's the time that we living in. That's right now, y'all. We, Muhammad's temples of Islam, all across this nation, we are here to give light to them that sit in darkness and in the shadow of death, to guide our feet into the way of peace. Into the way of peace. Into the way of Islam. We gonna keep the lights on, y'all. Thank you for listening.